I order this double. I turn to the girl, say, "What you having?" She says, "I'll have whatever you're having." I say, "No, you don't. No, you don't. Because you will not enjoy this, and you will not appreciate what this right next to us, this lovely couple, had someone squat over their tent and just release so much alcohol and everything." And dude, I am passed out, and we decide in that moment, like, I can barely walk, I can barely move, but I decide that my tent is not staying there that night. The guy used to come in.
Oh, the second worst customer was your mother.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
All right, be nice. Didn't talk about your mother. Just said she'd be proud if you got a medical engineering degree. Be nice.
Yeah.
My worst ever customer.
All right, lovely people. Thank you for coming in again. Welcome to season 2 and first episode of Quater kisse of season 2. Quater kisse is telling drunk stories for English people who will be watching me or international people who will be watching me. What happened basically after people got drunk? That's the thing. That's the crux. And this time, with loads of coordination, I have got Andie Wolf to join in and freely tell more stories of what happened when people got drunk in his own experiences. All right. So Andie is ex-bar staff, working behind the bar, working behind the bar, being a bar back and stuff like that. Right now, Andie works a 9 to 5 job and also does MC at various comic nights. He's from Bury, Manchester, lived in countryside England for some of his life as well, and now does a 9 to 5 job, as I said. Now, before jumping into the conversation, a little bit about in today's menu, which is about today's podcast. We are a podcast that tells stories around food, culture, and hospitality, where there are 4 segments in between. There are business stories about hospitality, professionals or business people who have done a lot of businesses in the hospitality space. There are careers which you can explore more about hospitality things as well, like which where you can work apart from being a waiter or manager, what is there is. And then there is Quater kisse, which is about drunk stories. And then there is food and culture, and also about exploring about different dishes and why they exist. Those are the things. If you would like to listen to such of these things, we are on Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube. So wherever you want to follow us on every audio streaming platforms as well. Now, getting back to Andie.
You all right?
Right. You couldn't climb the steps as you can.
No, man. I was a little
We
bit
are in
stubborn.
Clayton Park, by the way. So it's lovely being over here, and nice sun is out today, which is a rare sight in England.
You can tell I'm not bar staff anymore. Otherwise, I would not have had a nice Saturday afternoon off.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? They kept us inside during hours like this.
Let's start with your hospitality work. When were you employed as a
I started at 16. Literally 16, glass collector, moving the barrels round, doing the general bar back work. Yeah, and then I carried on doing it until about 24. I was living in a pub by that point, living above the pub. It's crazy life, man. You know, you'd always have your friends over, you'd always be getting drunk. And, it's a good life for someone that young.
Oh, yeah.
I'm an old man now, and I'm still in a pub every
32
night.
is not old.
Yes, it's old enough to not be doing bar work for 14-hour shifts, you know. But yeah, I mean, we're comedians, right? We're in a pub every night telling jokes. So,
oh, yeah.
You know, never left us.
Of course. But like, as you told me, you worked at bars right now. Even like, how did you get into this? How did
I get into it?
Yeah, how did you why did you choose bar work at 16?
Oh, because I'll be honest with you, mate. I was getting paid £3.30 to like
£3.30. When is this?
This is when I was 16. Oh God knows, like 17 years ago. Yeah, I was getting paid £3.30 because that was like the under 16 wage at the time.
Oh, cool.
I was working in JD Sports, like smashing up some boxes, just being treated like shit. And then someone was like, "Hey, I'll pay you £7.70 to collect glasses in a pub," and I took that job. You know,
okay.
Looking back, that's no money at all. But when you're fucking 16, that's a great deal.
That's a good money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you love it or did you hate it?
You know, I loved it. There's a lot. I mean, part of it is like you're 16, it's your first bit of freedom. You're out till 2 a.m. You know, you're seeing it. Also, all the bouncers let me in all the pubs at that point because you know they saw me working. So yeah, I didn't need ID. I was one of the staff. I just walked straight in. It was great.
Okay.
yeah, this country's got a lot of underage drinking, but I had a plan for it. You know what I mean? I'm not used to cameras. Yeah, go on.
Anyways, main thing which like some of us from my community want to know, how does the bar work generally over here work? How is it? Like, it's not typically how an Indian bar works. Indian bar works in a very different manner. I have worked at a bar over here, so I know. But
Yeah.
since you have worked a lot, how would you put it? Like, does it generally, how does a bar over here generally operate?
Man, like it depends on the bars.
So,
'Cause-
so just sorry,
Yeah.
but over here you can start working in 16. Of course, that's a cultural thing, all right.
Yeah.
Back in India, 16, and if you're closer to liquor, beer, alcohol, whatsoever, your ass will be kicked for no reason.
yeah,
And you should be away from alcohol, because of course then your parents start the guilt trip about, oh, we didn't give you up, or made you better so that you can just sell alcohol or make beer or whatsoever. So that's the cultural thing. Also, the bars operate in a bit different manner, where over here, of course, the hospitality system over here has a lot of systems in place. What are the allergies, how do you learn, what are the rules, or the IDs, and etc. Back in India we do, but it's not like known to everyone, like you and me, someone who is now working a 9 to 5, or someone who is in marketing or anywhere around those lines. That's the case. So how does it work over here?
I mean, so over here, when you're 16, all you can really do is collect glasses. You basically you can be a waiter, you can collect the glasses, you can work the bar floor, and do a little bit of back of the house stuff, and help out the chefs and help out stuff like that. And under no circumstances, as a 16-year-old, was I ever allowed to pour pints. Never did that. Definitely. But
Okay.
like
we believe you.
yeah.
In Andie we believe. Alright.
No, yeah, like you're not allowed to legally if you're a 16-year-old, and in this day and age, it's not like I was when I was growing up. But they've got very strict rules in place where you can be hired underage. Usually in a lot of pubs nowadays, it's because they can pay the waiters and the 16, 17-year-olds less than they'll pay the full-time staff. They'll be over 18 and pouring the pints. So they do get like younger waiters and younger front of house. But yeah, that's pretty much how it works. But it does very dependent on the bar. And obviously we talked before a little bit about this, and you're working in very posh places.
Yeah.
Very posh places. That wasn't my experience at 16, mate. People were like...
Well, I'm 21, 22, all right, and then I'm working in posh places. Neither did I get a chance to work at any such places back when I was in India, when about working at bars. Oh, that was not a chance to.
Yeah.
If my father sees that I'm working at the age of 16 somewhere like that, he will just call me home.
Oh, my parents were happy I had a steady job, working. I was still going to college. I was still doing everything, saving up some money for university and then the rest. So yeah, that's why I carried on. Even when I went to university, I just carried on working. Full day of studies, full night of bar
to be
work.
really frank, it's actually fun when you have working in university, when you have something going on at work as well.
Yeah.
So good, honestly. Like, that's what I used to think when I was 18, 19 in college. But over here, it's a reality for you guys.
Yeah. Most students do a little bit of bar work at some point while they're studying, unless they've got rich parents.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you can tell, I didn't have rich parents.
So, what did you anywhere climb the ranks, or were you just
nah, man,
at bar?
It's a fun story though, I guess. I should have been team manager, probably at the second pub I worked in. I was like the most experienced staff. I was the hardest worker.
How old were you?
Huh?
How old were you?
I would have been like 19, 20 by that point.
Okay.
Unfortunately, one of the young girls started sleeping with the manager, and then started sleeping with the other manager. So she got promoted way quicker than me. And you know what? Like, just to be a team shift leader at a bar, I wasn't going to suck for that. It just wasn't, man. At no point. All right. Are we supposed to be clean? We're supposed to be clean?
We are not.
You can bleep it. You can bleep it. Nah, you know what I mean? It ain't worth that.
Okay, so the manager, so the girl started to sleep with the manager, and that's why
she started sleeping with the second in charge. And then she wasn't getting promoted, so she slept with the manager. He's saying cut. He's swearing now too.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Hey, these are true stories. That's how if you want to climb the ranks in crappy little bars. Yeah. But yeah, so I was working in my hometown. Went to university. Then I was working in the same chain of pubs. And then I went on to work in my own bar. We were like living upstairs, taking care of it. That was a crazy place, dude. It used to be a morgue. You know where they kept the dead bodies? And then it got converted into a bar, so the cellar's full of the beer and everything instead of the dead bodies anymore. They still had all like the little catacombs and the little chambers you go in where they used to stash the bodies, and it got turned into a bar, man.
Sorry. Just I am understanding every shit you're saying. All right. A bit slow and a bit more clear.
Right. Okay. Apologies. Yeah. No. So yeah, an ex-morgue that got turned into a bar. So we were living above it. I don't believe in haunted houses, but if anywhere in the world was haunted,
There.
it was that place. It was that place.
Okay, just hold on. Okay. First, you said you started working at 16 until what? Until what were you at one place?
Oh, until 18.
You were at one place where you
Yeah.
were the glass collector in the back of the house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then
After
I
18,
transferred to work at the university pub.
that's where the lady incident happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And after 20, you went on to your own place, which you said.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Continue.
And then after all that, I went and got a hotel job where I would do a lot of weddings, much nicer, just as many fights. Just as many
Fights? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it was in Bolton.
No.
No.
Anyways.
I can say it. Did a lot of weddings, proms, those type of bigger events.
Okay, that was after 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, at some point around then, man.
This place where you said after 18 to 20 you were working. Any
Yeah.
stories from there?
Yeah.
Please.
So
Then I get to your worst customer.
I mean, this pretty much is my worst customer.
It was in that phase?
Oh, I've got more. I've got
Okay.
plenty.
Okay.
I remember one story that was really bad. Was there's a giant balcony up the top, and
Which top?
so you got your normal bar area, and then you got a giant balcony of more seating, and more areas, and we closed that down around about 10 o'clock because we had to clean the pub and make sure everything was ready to close up. And we made the mistake of letting a Hendoo in, a
What?
bridal party.
Okay.
Just before the wedding, they all come out and get drunk.
It's over the Hindu wedding, you say?
Hendoo.
Hindu.
So in British culture, the party before the wedding for the men is the stag do,
Okay.
and the party for the women before the wedding is the Hendoo.
Hindu. Okay.
Yeah, nothing Hindu, mate.
Okay.
That would be a nicer party. I would much rather do that.
That's where you need to meet Punjabi people. Also.
Yeah.
I'll come back to that. I'll write it down. Yeah. Please continue. Yeah, you had that party.
So we let them in, and because of the way the bar was set up, because of the massive balcony, they'd be singing, trying to pretend they were Adele. They were not Adele. They didn't hit a note. It was dreadful. The bar didn't play any. The bar was quiet apart from them. And I had to try and get one of them. Well, I had to try and get all of them to leave because they were in the area they weren't supposed to be in. They were a nuisance to every last customer in there, and nobody wanted them there. And they start screaming at me, "How dare you ruin my wedding? It's not your wedding tonight, mate. It's not your wedding yet. Your wedding's probably tomorrow. Enjoy the hangover." But they're screaming at me. One of them throws a glass of wine at me. One of them tries to smash a bottle of wine near me. Near me. No, they didn't actually go for me, but and I was like, okay. It took me 2 seconds to grab the radio and just get them barred from every pub in the city. So it's like really easy, when you've got that communication.
Okay, like what? What did you do when you took out the radio, and what did you do?
So most places have the bouncers that have the radios, and they can radio to every other bouncer in the city and basically say, this group of people is a problem, they're violent, they're attacking, whatever, don't let them in any other pubs. It's just like it's to keep all the bouncers and all the bar staff safe. Because of our pub was so cheap and so skimpy with their money, no matter how busy a night, we did not have bouncers. So it was usually on me to just get the radio through. Hey guys, this bridal party. So maybe they went off to Leeds, maybe they went to another city, but they didn't get any more drunk that night, just because they wanted to create a karaoke bar out of a normal pub. Yeah.
Okay.
It was awful. It was so. I still can hear their attempts at Adele in my head.
Okay. One quick thing about the security thing, the bar thing, which is something had come to my mind. It's okay. As it comes, I'll tell you. Yeah, the second worst customer.
The second worst customer. I'll tell you the story. This is when I was 16, 17.
Okay.
And I am down in the basement. I'm moving bottles around. You have to get the bottles up. Come down and I look, and there is my manager. And this guy is 6'3",
Mhm.
big rugby player, huge
Okay.
guy.
Okay.
Takes one look at me, and I'm 16. I'm small. I'm Weasley,
Mhm.
and he says, "Gonna need you to kick somebody out."
Okay.
Why have I
Okay.
got to kick somebody out?
But
Right?
you have all the resources.
Yeah. I go, all right, I'll go upstairs.
Huh.
I go upstairs and I look out. And the problem is, a lady stood on the table
Oh.
dancing and singing.
Mhm.
Realised why I had to kick her out at that point, because that was my mum.
Oh Lord.
The worst part of that story, though, the bar I worked in
Mhm.
didn't play music.
Okay.
There was no reason for her to be dancing.
Okay. Okay. So she was dancing on the table, and then what did you do?
Oh, I politely asked her to leave, and then my manager was like, "We just did that to embarrass him." I think my manager set me up there.
Yeah. Anyway, this one place where you said that uh, through other favors she climbed up the ranks.
Yeah.
What more things do you have from there from 18 to 20?
It was not much.
So if honestly you say that if this was like you should have been the team leader,
Yeah,
what other facets or problems you had there?
I mean, everything was a problem. There was no bar staff.
Okay.
They had barely any staff. They would have someone that was stealing the place consistently. One of the members of the staff was going home with bottles of Jack Daniels and anything he could help himself to. But
Okay.
they never got found out because it was the manager's nephew. So
Alright.
we had, honestly, every problem you can have.
big chain restaurants and bars and pubs. I'm not gonna take names. You know yourself.
Yeah. I'm purposely avoiding saying the name of the very large chain of pubs I worked in.
Of course.
Yeah. I'm aware, mate. I ain't getting you sued for libel. Don't you worry. So yeah, it was crazy times, man.
Mhm.
But when you're 16, when you're like 18, 19, you're just trying to get accustomed.
Mhm.
You kind of just like slowly figuring out how the world works,
Obviously.
and that's a good lesson. Working in a dodgy pub with underfunded staff. I think someone had a bottle thrown at them from one of a really crazy customer, and
Did they get hurt?
no, they managed to avoid it. It smashed behind them at the bar. And this was a crazy time because
This is 19. You're 33 right now. We are talking about the early 2000s.
Yeah,
Oh.
early 2000s.
Okay.
So yeah, then I kept campaigning, being like, we have to get that person barred. And they're like, okay, they're barred, but they just kept coming in. And then you've got a situation where you've got someone you know to be violent, and you've got this chain of pubs that is refusing to put security or bouncers in.
Okay.
And you're getting young girls as young as like 16, 17 that are now working in the bar.
Okay.
And they're having to deal with people throwing bottles of glass at them.
No.
And the pub should have definitely got bouncers in for the necessary days.
Okay.
They refused to. And then you're talking about a situation where someone like me who's 18, and it's on me as the only male member of staff to deal with all these violent idiots. It's
and
crazy.
you don't even know how to deal because you don't have enough of experience to do.
I mean, you have to learn quick.
Yeah.
You have to learn quick, otherwise anything can happen. But yeah, it's crazy that chain of pub works on that business model. But that chain of pub definitely works on that business model. Put 18-year-olds in danger, don't pay for security. Yeah, and to this day, I still feel like it's a really unfair thing to do to all these young kids who need a job.
Of course. What happens after the generally a pub shuts down? What's the usual scene?
Oh, shut down. The best times are when you're already prepared ahead of schedule. If you can make sure your other areas are shut down, cleaned, tables are wiped, if you can make sure the bar is restocked, the glasses are clean, the ice machine's been turned off and cleaned, and if you can get all of that set up for a roundabout.
2 things. Ice machine is, I don't know, I haven't been familiar with the hospitality scene in India with regards to bars. Ice machine is a big machine which has continuously ice cubes or crushed ice coming in. That's one thing.
Yeah. But those build up dirt really quickly. And if a bar does not clean its ice machine, you are getting ill. So we were very particular. We cared enough. We made sure it was cleaned every night. But yeah, you had to get all that cleaned. If you could be ready by then, what you would usually do is try and get everyone out by 1:15 whenever you're close. Say you close at 11, you get everyone out by 11:15. You tell them to finish their drinks, and then you close up around about 1:30, like so the doors are locked. And then, you know, if it's a good night, you open the beers yourself. But you got to
Alright.
take all the rubbish out. Oh, there's another crazy story.
Please.
I'm taking the rubbish out one night, go into this back alley of the pubs, which is always a bit of a sketchy place when people are out
Oh,
drinking.
please tell me about it.
Yeah, the back alleys are scary because you're the only one out there.
Okay.
You just got 2 bags of rubbish,
Mhm.
you know. So I'll launch it, and usually you just see someone weeing. You know what I mean? Usually it wasn't a big deal. One time saw someone pooing, wasn't happy with that.
Dude, just you continue, okay? This has come to mind. We were living in Milton Keynes, all right, once.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. So in Milton Keynes, I was living in the main area.
Yeah.
Same, like where the hub, like where every single bar chain is there and everything is there. And what happened was every single day, we just used to live. I didn't used to even walk around those bars or anything, but there were bars around. But every single day, this one guy who used to wear, those sweatpants, whatever,
Tracksuit.
sweater,
Yeah.
sweater, and he used to put that, and he used to put his hands and used to walk around that whole pub. He used to wear nothing inside. Okay, there were no inners at all inside, and everyone could see that. And he used to walk around like that, and he used to look down and used to chatter something to himself, and used to walk. We used to see him every day, and I'm like, what does this guy do? And we used to mostly see him when these guys were, wrapping things up and putting the rubbish away every single time. That's why it clicked. And I don't know what happened, if he's still there or not, but yeah, continue.
You find with a lot of those people, they're still there. They don't leave much. They don't. The crazy people tend to have their own little area. And they never move. They never move on another crazy person's patch. You know.
So
I'm throwing out the rubbish in the back, and 2 lads on quite a lot of substances
Okay.
start yelling and screaming at me, and try to rob the bar. And they try, like, what have you got, mate? Like, let us in the back. Little did they realise that the bars shut are quite spring-loaded at the back. You know, those,
Sorry, what?
The fire doors at the back of a pub, they're usually quite heavy, big, spring-loaded metal doors.
Okay, so hard to open, basically.
Yeah. But when they were open, I'm throwing the rubbish in the back. They come up, they start screaming, and they were clearly off their face.
Okay.
So I'm like, I don't want anything to do with this. I'm good. Whatever you want, you can like have over there. And because they're still coming up screaming at me, I walk back in and I pull the fire door shut just to avoid any drama, any issues. Why put myself in danger?
Of course.
I don't get paid enough. So
Okay.
that's the story of every bar staff. They do not get paid enough.
Yeah.
So I just swing this fire door shut, and for some reason, before it shuts, I stop maybe an inch short, and this guy throws his hand in as I'm swinging. Luckily, I stopped. Otherwise, I'd have completely like broke his hand. It's just instinct told me to not absolutely crush this man's hand with a giant metal spring-loaded door.
Dude. Okay.
I don't know what it was. I'm just a nice person. I'm just a nice person and didn't crush his hand.
Right. Okay.
But those are the things, you know, like people work in hospitality in these
And
rougher
so what
pubs.
happened later? So he put an hand, and
then he realised he'd almost had his hand crushed. He moved his hand.
Okay.
And
then you closed
it.
And nothing big happened now.
No, everything's locked up then. He's not getting in.
Okay. And in all of this, what's the most you have been drunk?
It's the most I've been drunk whilst I'm working.
Okay. Whilst not working and whilst working.
You know, depends on the pub. Some places are pretty comfortable with you drinking on work while you're working.
Oh, yeah. This is 2 rules about more. As we continue the conversation, I'll keep telling so that you are informed more about context. You're not allowed to mostly drink at work for obvious reasons, but some pubs or places are quite lenient about it, or somewhere lenient about it. And on the other hand, if you go to a pub somewhere and if you're drinking over there, and if the bar manager, support staff, or whosoever feels that you have touched the threshold, they themselves have the right to tell you that, okay, so we are not serving you anymore. And that's a thing, at least in England.
Yeah.
So that's what I have seen. I don't know how it operates in India. In India, doesn't work. It won't work like that most of the times, where It's the opposite. Over here, the staff is actually talked to very properly, and of course. But back in India, it's not like that. So you have to serve until the customer says so. Probably there might be provisions now for that, but there weren't back in the time. Yes. So how? What's the most you have been drunk when you were on work?
On work would be a New Year's Eve when
Okay.
I'm living above the pub.
Mhm.
I was so
This was when, like, in the 21, 22,
yeah,
23.
yeah, around then.
Mhm.
When I'm living above the bar and I just get wasted one New Year's Eve,
Okay.
and I made the mistake of trying to sneak a girl back
Uh-huh.
when I live upstairs, but I was so drunk I'd forgot my keys. So there was a way in
Uh-huh.
up the fire escape.
Okay.
I had to convince a girl I'm trying to bring back to go up an old rusty metal ladder to get to my place above the pub.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you were drunk. You tried to sneak a girl in when you were drunk on a New Year's Eve. You forgot the keys.
Yeah. We went up the fire escape, which was a rusty ladder.
Okay. And then you somehow managed to get at your place.
Yeah.
You had fun
Yeah,
that night.
No.
Why?
No.
You got a girl in.
No, because my friends had come with me.
Oh.
My friends had come with me, and by the time I'd done dealing with them,
Mhm.
there was no fun left.
Oh.
You know?
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. They were. I had to make sure they were okay. I had to.
Okay, you have to
At that
be the
point,
father of the group.
yeah.
Or mother, whatever you
Even though I'm wasted too, that I had to take care.
Okay.
So by that point, I think she was passed out. My friends were passed out. And like,
And my hopes of getting fun were past.
I'm cleaning up vomit instead of
Having fun.
yeah. At that point, I started to sober up, so I'm looking after everybody. So
Cool.
you know.
And when were you most drunk when you were not at work?
Oh, Leeds Festival.
What's Leeds Festival?
Oh, it's a music
Context.
festival in
Okay.
Leeds.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a music festival in Leeds. Huge. Can't remember who were playing. Lots of bands. lots of bands.
Okay.
I remember coming back from Pendulum or Prodigy,
Mhm.
some drum and bass,
Mhm.
dance rock music.
Mhm.
And I can't walk. I can't walk at all, and I'm stumbling across.
Mhm.
And I find this guy. I'm 18. I'm about to go off to university. I'm about to get my medical engineering degree.
You.
Yeah.
Okay. Medical engineering degree.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know I look like this, but
I have never ever seen you talking about chemical engineering and all of
no,
this.
medical.
Medical, sorry.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Continue.
Yeah, I got a 2-2. So we're going off to do this.
Mhm.
So I'm walking past this guy,
Mhm.
and he's passed out. He's just completely passed out. And me thinking, I'm basically going to be a doctor soon. Not true. But
Okay.
in my drunk mind,
Mhm.
I'm like, I'm a smart person.
Of
I can help
course.
this guy who's passed out on the floor.
Yeah.
I don't know why I started to poke him with a stick, but just to check he was okay.
Come on, do something.
I thought I was going to be a doctor one day, so
Okay.
poke a man with a stick, check he's all right. Yeah, me and my mates slowly.
And then
like-
what happened?
Oh, so we slowly try and get him
Hmm.
to breathe in. We check he's okay. We check he's alive.
Mhm.
The stewards come over, check on him, and tell us to go back. So we go. We're stumbling back from this dance tent over to our tents because it's a big music festival. Everyone's sleeping in tents.
Mhm.
And we go back to our tents, and there is an overwhelming smell of poo because we weren't the only people that got way too drunk that night. So
You went to like the places
where our tent is.
Your tent, as in the Leeds Festival tent where you were living that night.
Yeah, we sleep. Everyone sleeps in their own tent. You bring your own tent.
Okay.
You put your tent up,
Okay.
and it's in a random patch of grass.
Okay.
And then you come back from the dance tents, the big, huge
Mhm.
dance tents and stages and everything else.
Mm.
You go back to your own tent to sleep.
So after all that shit happened, you went back to
Yeah,
your tent. And
we
then,
went back to our tent, and there's this overwhelming smell of poo. This massive smell of poo. And it turns out that we were so scared because the closer we got to our tent,
Mhm.
the more the smell got worse.
You what?
The closer we get to our tent,
The worse the
the
smell
worse
got.
the smell is.
Okay. Okay.
We get to our tent, and on the tent right next to us, this lovely couple had had someone squat over their tent and just release so much alcohol and everything. And
Dude.
I am
Dude.
passed out, and we decide in that moment, like, I can barely walk, I can barely move, but I decide that my tent is not staying there that night. So in the middle, it must be 4 o'clock. I decided we're going to move the tent all the way over. I remember
4
putting
a.m.
it,
in the morning.
yeah. So I remember putting it. It's like on a hill. It might have been like 2, 3 a.m. But
Uh-huh.
we put it on a hill like this. You know, we put it on a pretty steep incline. And I remember sleeping that night and waking up, literally falling all the way back to the corner of the tent because I just kept rolling. I had a dream that I was floating down the ocean. It turns out I was just falling down the slope.
Nice.
Just sliding down.
Good subconscious mind things.
Yeah, that's
in the middle of this, you told me you got ran over while drunk. What does that mean?
Oh yeah.
What's that? What? First, tell me the meaning of the phrase "ran over while getting drunk," and then continue.
Oh, so being run over just means I can't hit you.
Sorry, what?
A car drove into me.
Okay, so what does that mean?
It's when someone's driving,
Uh-huh.
I'm drunk, I walk into the street, and the car just hits me.
Continue. Okay.
So at this point,
Mhm.
I'm underage.
So while you were drunk, a car hit you.
Yeah.
And you are drunk. You are underage. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm underage. I don't want to admit that I'm out with 18-year-olds, and some of us are underage.
Mhm.
So we're all out drinking,
Mhm.
get very drunk,
Okay.
go to a Subway, get a sandwich.
Okay. Subway was good by then. Okay.
Back then.
Yeah. Sorry, back then.
Yeah. It was pretty new back then. So
Uh-huh.
we get a sandwich, and I just walk out into the road, completely oblivious. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm so drunk. I
Mhm.
walk out into the street, and a taxi just clips my leg and just like knocks me to the floor. Because the taxi's driving through the street. He's not looking for someone to just walk into the middle of the road.
Okay. And over here, it's way different. In India, let me tell you this, and that's for just for cultural context, all right? We don't follow signals more or less. In India, it's different. In India, even if you see a red signal or a green signal for that matter, you still see both the sides. And then you go. Okay. So in India, you work on your instincts. Once I had saw this reel where he was like, why do people just keep honking in India? Because it's like, it's a way of subconscious showing that, okay, I am here. But over here, it doesn't work like that. Over here, the culture is that people rely on you following rules.
Yeah.
In India, it's you who has to follow the rules and check that others are also following the rules or not.
Yeah.
And when you doesn't matter, they are gonna, if they see the green light, they are gonna move. They don't have their instinct. And if something like this happens, please continue.
Oh, there was a zebra crossing, maybe like 20 meters away.
Okay.
If I was smart, I would have walked to the zebra crossing and just crossed the road safely.
Okay.
But I'm so drunk. I just walk out with my sandwich and just walk into the road. The taxi hits me. I go falling. At this point, I come to. I apologize to the taxi driver. It is my fault. I could have crossed that road safely if I was looking where I was going. I wasn't. At that point, the taxi driver's like, "Are you okay? You okay?" 2 police officers come running over, and I am underage, and I work just maybe a street away.
You straight away. Okay.
I work a street away from this where this incident happens.
Okay.
So the taxi hits me. The police officers come running over, and I, despite being so drunk that a car had hit me because I'm so stupid, I managed to convince those police officers I was sober.
All right, walk straight.
Yeah.
And then
they let me get away. They let my friends get away. We went to another bar. I drunk more. I walked home.
Just one question, Andy. Why?
Why?
Why? You can't walk straight. Why would you get
17? You're just, you're having a good time. You want to be around your friends. Yeah.
Okay, continue. Yeah. And then you went to a bar, you drank more.
Yeah. And then I walked home. Yeah. And then I went to the hospital the next day, and my leg was not good.
So how did you work that night?
Because the alcohol stopped me feeling all the pain. I was so drunk. I didn't know that I had really messed up my leg.
Okay. Okay. Why? Well, now this was a night out?
Yeah.
What's the stupidest night out? This one?
That was probably the one of the stupidest, but I've had a few. I mean, I think any night out where you end up in a city you don't know at 5 a.m. thinking, how do I get home?
I would say, Mom, you listen to this and you listen to what I have done. I don't drink, all right. I only drink cocktails because it has some sort of flavor to it. It
Yeah,
has
yeah.
some sort of aroma, whatever it is. And then still my mother says, "Oh, you're doing this. Look at that child." And I'm like, "Listen, I am the good guy you're talking to."
What was your degree?
Yeah.
Did you go university?
Yeah, I have a degree in psychology as my bachelor's. I have a degree in master's in marketing. I'm let's see what's ahead, and I'm still looking for a job.
Okay.
So,
Well,
hit me up.
if you go do medical engineering, your mum might let you have a more to drink.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. I'm not successful in my mother's eyes because you know what? We are Indians. Either if it's a doctor or an engineer or nothing in between.
Well, a medical engineer is a doctor and an engineer. How could she be more proud?
My mom would be proud of you.
Hey.
Yeah, what's the stupidest thing? Sorry, night out.
Yeah, no, there's many times. There's
Mhm.
many times where
Mhm.
you carry on drinking until it's 3 a.m.
Have you done bar hopping?
Yeah.
Okay, how's
Yeah.
the bar hopping scene over here?
I mean, the thing about Manchester is it's got something for everybody.
Okay.
A lot of when you come out into Manchester,
Mhm.
you can pick what sort of culture you're looking for.
Mhm.
Obviously, there's the big posh areas, like places like where you work.
Mhm.
There's many really nice bars, expensive cocktails, fun drinks.
Are
Then
you, do you just asking? Do you know Sterling?
no.
Okay, cool. Yeah, continue.
All
I'll
right.
give more context of
Okay,
Sterling.
cool. And then if you're into the hipster,
Mhm.
the weird bars, the quirky bars, you've got the whole northern quarter, so you can go to like a jazz bar one next, and then behind closed doors is there, and there's the weird comedy clubs, there's the weird, I can't remember, there's the one with all the videotapes, but that's the weird and quirky area of
Northern
Manchester.
Quarter.
Yeah, northern quarter. So you get a choice of all your strange things.
Mhm.
Then there's the student area, Oxford Road. There's all those bars and those.
Have you ever worked in Fallowfield?
Fallowfield? No, I've drunk in Fallowfield, but I've never worked in Fallowfield.
Okay.
Um,
Drunk in Fallowfield.
But yeah, that's just at the end of Oxford Road. So like
Uh-huh.
after where the students go, they start off in Fallowfield, make their way all up to the city centre through Oxford Road.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's all the student area, and then there's also all the gay bars,
Oh,
and then
yeah,
there's the
yeah.
rock bars, and then there's the rave bars. Not
Oh.
much drinking in there though,
Okay.
mostly water.
Sure, I'm not gonna ask what kind of water, but okay.
No, the water's clean.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, but what apart from this, what is the another stupidest night out? One story, and then we'll move forward.
Stupidest night out. Ooh, it's hard, man, because you don't really remember the really stupid ones.
Anyways, maybe if you remember as we
I'll
cover.
try to remember. Yeah.
What's your favorite
Some
drink?
of them.
Sorry. Yeah, coming back to Sterling thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, some of them. You were saying something?
No, some of them I wipe from my memory on purpose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Format.
Yeah.
Coming back to Sterling thing. So as I'm a fan of cocktails, right? I since luckily I'm in touch of hospitality side, right? So I check out cocktails and few stuff like that. We at our place have a really good cocktail which I personally like, made by our bar supervisor, who is Aaron, called as the Meadow. It's very beautiful. It's coconut and everything, and you have to prepare one day before to do that. So the effort tells you what kind of drink it may be. Along with that, there is Sterling, which pretty is famous for all of its cocktails specifically. So they have splendid, great amount of cocktails. So that's why I love exploring. I'm planning to explore more of it as I go, because cocktail is something, it has art to it. Based on what I know, how many bartenders and other people who are actually doing some shit in that bar industry, right?
Yeah.
They have told me all of this. What's the favorite drink you like to make or have had?
Oh, I mean, anytime I get to invent my own cocktail, I'm having a good time. That is my favorite thing to
There
do.
is a cocktail called as Sex in the Beach.
Everyone knows that.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I was working at All right, and can we get a sex at the beach? You don't know what the she's saying, all right.
Oh, there's a lot of them. A lot of dirty names.
Uh,
That's another story. We had a pint called Old Leg Over.
old leg over.
And then the old man that would come into the bar and ask for it
Mhm.
would be like, "Can I get my leg over you?" to the young girls. And that is,
Okay, crossing the line.
you
somewhere,
know,
huh?
so sometimes there's a lot of pervy names for cocktails.
Uh-huh.
I'm not a fan of them. I know, you know, they give the old pervy men excuses, but my favorite drink to make, any chance you ever get to invent a cocktail,
Mhm.
to just be like, I've got this giant bar with every spirit, every fruit juice,
At home?
well, at home, yeah, but you know, also when you're working,
Okay.
you know, even if it's non-alcoholic cocktails,
Mhm.
you get to like really put together your knowledge of flavor profiles.
Mhm.
There's a lot of really like clever combinations that, you know, pass down the generations,
Mhm.
where people put certain things in vodka to stop the acid, the kickback of the vodka, not
Mhm.
acid.
Mhm.
You know, and there's everything's got a counterbalance.
Mhm.
And if you can learn those counterbalances and you can create your own cocktails based off of them,
Mhm.
you know, it sort of feels like chemistry. You know, it feels like a mad
Mhm.
scientist putting your test tubes in. A lot of fun. So I
Are
think
you still looking for? No. You are working somewhere. Okay.
yeah, no. But
Mhm.
that's one of my favorite parts of bar work. It was rare. It wasn't all the time.
Mhm.
At home, I do it all the time.
Mhm.
At home, I love that. We have a barbecue. Everyone's coming over. They ask me for drinks. I'm like, "What do you like?"
Mhm.
Someone's like, "I want something sweet." All right, caramel vodka, maybe some Pepsi. You know, you slice up your lemons, your limes. You know, you can be like, "Oh, amaretto, that'd have a good flavor profile." You know, and then you just start thinking and adding. And then someone's like, "I want something fruity."
Mhm.
And I was like, orange juice, lemon juice, pineapple
Mhm.
juice. You find what you've got.
Mhm.
You know, I like it.
That's a fun thing, because for doing that, what you're saying, you need to have tons of experiences with drinks, honestly.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yes, a funny story though. Since I would say I was a nice academic person, right? My first job over here, where I was actually working as a bar part time, okay, at a bar part time, bar back, whatever you wanna call it. I read the specifications. I didn't knew one thing. What the hell is old fashioned? What is Long Island iced tea? I never drunk. I just knew this Bombay Sapphire or whatever.
Yeah.
You know these drinks and gin and everything. And I read them and I was like, okay, so you just look at this and you make drinks. That's it. And he was like, yeah, you can do that. I was like, well, I can remember all of the specs and I can just keep practicing. And he looked at me and he went like, oh, so you can remember every spec over there with at pinpoint specifications with 5 ml to 5 ml. I was like, yeah. Would you do it now? Sure, give me 30 minutes. I went back, I checked it out, got it over here, and I went back to him, and the first thing he goes like, "Can you tell me?" Now I forgot it, whatever it was. I didn't practice enough. Could you tell me Long Island iced tea? And of course, now everyone knows that everything goes in the Long Island iced tea. I did tell everything what went in the Island iced tea to a particular measure: 25, 25, 10, 10, 15, 15, 5, 5. And he looked at me. He went like, "All right, young man, tell me old fashioned." I didn't knew back then what was old fashioned. And then again, I went like, okay, sugar, this, that, 5 ml, 5 ml, 2 ml. I told him that. And for me, it wasn't a big deal because it was all about, memorizing it.
You put sugar in an old fashioned.
Yeah. That place did.
That place did.
And
Okay.
I know you put that orange thing as well. So, one type of sugar. That's what it is. And lime juice as well, if I'm not wrong. Depends.
Depends.
Yeah. So that's what that was it. That's what it was back
Yeah,
then when I
that
first
bars.
first started getting into that things. And for me it was quite easy, but for to make it was getting more and more difficult because I couldn't get much to practice.
Mm.
So that's about specs. And when you talk about the cocktail things, that's why I find cocktails interesting, because the
Yeah.
flavor profile and you get to explore a lot. But to be really honest, when you just drink only vodka or anything around those lines, I just hate the taste. There will be a lot of people like me who will be, how do people drink this shit?
Oh, you shouldn't drink straight vodka.
Exactly.
That's an alcoholic.
Yeah, a lot of people don't get it. They do drink.
So, what's your favorite drink?
My at the moment which I have tried is this thing, the meadow drink, and there is one more drink which is on the sweeter side. I don't know which one it is. but I forgot about it. Not the pina colada for sure, but yeah. So yeah,
I tell you
the
what,
more cocktails which are on the sweeter profile, doesn't a sweeter spicy profile, I love them.
yeah,
Yeah, explode
I
over them
love,
over here.
I do love the sweet cocktails. I'm a sugar fiend,
Mhm.
and I'm one of those. I will drink a Guinness to start the night. I'll have a beer, but by the time I'm done on stage and I've done performing my gig, I'll definitely have a cocktail. I love a good cocktail. My favorite
What's the
drink.
cheapest cocktail you? Where is the cheapest cocktail you get in Manchester?
Oh, I don't know anymore.
Oh,
Used to be a place called Font. You could get like £2. You could have like a strawberry daiquiri. You could have like a banana. Anything you wanted,
oh
and they were all like
really?
two,
Where
three
was this?
pounds. It's now been converted to an Irish bar. Like everywhere in Manchester, it's
Okay.
been converted to an Irish bar. It doesn't exist anymore. That was my favorite place.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, everywhere you go that does good cocktails is charging you £10. I don't really. There is a place that does real zombies though. You ever tried a zombie?
No, what's zombie?
I can't remember off the top of my head exactly because it's
Mhm.
been some years, but it's absinthe and overproof rum,
Mhm.
and it's got like pineapple juice and some fruit juices in it. It will destroy you because that overproof Ray and Nephew's rum, that's 70% rum. It's like paint thinner. It's pure. It's almost pure alcohol. It's crazy. You ever tried Polish vodka?
No man. What's Polish
Okay,
vodka?
so you can get it imported, which is, like in the UK, I think most of our alcohols are 37.5 or 40% proof, depending on what tax they want to pay. But they are.
Okay.
That's how it works. Um, but you can get imported. You can get over from Poland. You can get Polish vodka that's like 100% proof.
Mhm.
You can also get like certain ouzos and Greek drinks that are like 100% proof. That stuff is paint thinner. It is like chemical warfare on your body.
Okay.
But there is a
The
Polish
Polish vodka, right? What did you say? The Polish vodka, and previous to that, what did you say?
ouzo.
Zombie.
Oh, the zombie is a gorgeous cocktail that will kill you off. But my favorite drink right now is a type of Polish vodka, bison grass. Bison grass vodka. If you can get your hands on that, that's only 37.5. I think it might be 40%.
Not a sponsored episode,
It's
but
not sponsored.
open to sponsors.
It's delicious. What you want to do, you want to get a nice bit
Yeah.
of that ice if you're feeling like it's a warm day,
Mhm.
and then just apple juice all the way up. 2 ingredients: bison grass vodka and apple juice, and nothing tastes better. Nothing. Every cocktail I've ever tried, it
It's
fails in
not close to
comparison
that.
to just really high quality vodka
Mhm.
with apple juice. It's got this bison grass flavoring.
Mhm.
It's beautiful. I'll tell you one more crazy story about alcohol.
Mhm.
I like my whiskey. I don't know. You drink much whiskey?
No.
No. I like
Then
a
that's where that's where
yeah.
it comes, right? So this whiskey vodka, some people would be like just abusing me in the comments now. But this whiskey, vodka, and gin, when you only try it neat or diluted or whatever, I don't like the taste of it. That's it. It's not like
Diluted?
diluted as in water or
No.
whatever you want to put it inside.
So you get a nice whiskey. You can add a little bit of boiling hot water because it gets the flavors roaming in your mouth. If it's a hot day, you can have a cube of ice.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer neither. I prefer just the black
Plain
vodka,
neat.
plain
Neat.
neat whiskey.
Mhm.
So I go. I'm going to this jazz club with an ex-girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you why she's an ex in a second. Go to this jazz club and I say, "Can I have a Lafroig 12-year? I'll have a double." It's a nice coastal whiskey from Scotland.
What's the name?
Lafroig.
The Frog. Okay.
Yeah, Lafroig.
Okay.
It's got like a saltiness because it uses sea water, I think. It's a good whiskey. But
Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
I order this double. I turn to the girl, say, "What you having?" She says, "I'll have whatever you're having." I say, "No, you don't. No, you don't, because you will not enjoy this,
No.
and you will not appreciate what this is."
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? I will have this straight double whiskey and I will enjoy it.
Mhm.
You won't enjoy it, so you're not having it.
Mhm.
She says, "No, I'm having what you're having."
Mhm.
I say, "No." She says, "I'm having what you're having," and I'm giving.
Mhm.
I get her a double Lafroig just like me. It's a very expensive whiskey. I think I spent £30 so far.
On both of you.
Yeah, on both of us.
Okay.
This was back in the day. This is
Mhm.
maybe 10 years ago. It would be like 50 now.
Okay.
But so I spent £30 and she takes one sip of my Lafroig 12-year and she immediately looks at the bar staff and says, "Can you put some Pepsi in that?" Never been so humiliated in my life.
It's the same thing as you go into a posh restaurant and you don't do something stupid like that over there.
It's like it's like going to a posh restaurant. They give you a fancy steak and you ask for Heinz ketchup. I don't eat steak myself, but I imagine that's what
Oh,
Definitely not sponsored by No Beef here.
yeah, no Heinz, no
no,
beef, no steak.
no steak. It's just an example. Don't eat it myself.
No, I get it. I get what you
Um,
mean, right? If something is sacred to a person, I do not mess with that.
Yeah.
Because I know if I tell, I don't know if, do you know Alfonso mangoes?
Yeah.
Okay. Alfonso mangoes come from my region, like the authentic, real Alfonso mangoes. They are exported to the world from my region. So I know what Alfonso mango can be if you can try it, and exactly it can be. Few years ago, I was in the group where Alfonso mangoes are overrated kind of shit, but it's more or less yes in a way and no in a way. But that doesn't mean Alfonso doesn't has a taste. It has the top taste, like the best. And then there is a Quater, and then there is other kind of mangoes, right? If someone comes and eats the Alfonso and says to me that this is shit, the same reaction. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be like, listen to me, my boy. Never eat mangoes from here on.
It's like someone got the mango and dipped it in sugar. It just, it's that type of offensive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. And but I do come in a category. So back in India, there is a thing called as amras. All right, basically a mango gravy juice kind of thing. That's the best I can explain it in English terms. It's very beautiful. It's loved by a lot of people, but I don't like it. But that doesn't mean that if someone is having it, okay, have it, enjoy it if you like it. But I
Yeah.
don't like it. And sadly, I come from the region where you get it at tremendous level. It's all good.
Yeah. So
Yeah, tremendous level. And so in all of this, in all of this shitty episodes, what's the worst kind of alcohol you have ever had?
it depends on the amount you have of it. I would say Ray and Nephews, which is the stuff they put in that zombie cocktail.
What?
Ray and Nephew.
Ray and Nephew.
The stuff you put in that zombie cocktail, it's 70%. Just a B on me. I love going outdoors. Recording outdoors, just get insects landing on you. Yeah, that's like 70%. If you drink more than 2 shots of that, you are gone. It is like literally stripping the lining from your throat. It is that strong.
What's the name?
Ray and Nephews. It's
Ray
quite
and
common.
Nephews. Okay.
It's quite common because a lot of places do like a 78% rum as a part of a cocktail, but to have it on its own is probably one of the worst things you can drink. Other than that, it's a problem in the UK is very cheap cider.
Okay.
Cider that's just like really manufactured, tastes really artificial, just doesn't taste right, and it's also way stronger than it needs to be. I hate that stuff.
Okay. So I have this Yellowtail experience with me where it was the first time I was drinking.
Yeah.
Where I just saw, oh, it's a wine. Drank it. I was like, this is okay. This is sweet. This is nice. I drank. Not sponsored by Yellowtail again. A sommelier has told me, you know what? If you ever find a Yellowtail again or bring a bottle at home, just bin it. It's that. I drank. I was like, okay, this is fine, not bad. And then I drank more of it. I drank more of it. And then I wasn't able to, until I was just getting to a point I wasn't able to walk properly. When I went home, as I closed the door, I fall down. And after that, a lot of things happened. All right, I don't want to say about it, but the thing is, I hate Yellowtail since then.
Yeah. Me, there's the same with dark rum. I drunk too much. I don't want to drink it ever again. I'm done. I had enough in one night. I will never touch it ever again in my life.
Yeah, I do. And that's why from then, red wine, preferably mostly red wine, when I smell it, right, I'm just, take this away from me. Even when I'm just taking the glasses away or something around those lines, I do not touch it. I just ask my other colleagues to, like, could you please take that away? It's that disgusting for me at this point because of that episode. Not a bad episode, but it was bad. Like, it was the first time, and the second day I got a really bad hangover. I called my friend in India who has worked in hospitality and bar for a long time. Dude, what is this happening? What do I do? Because that was the first official hangover. And then it was bad. You had told me to ask this question: should alcohol be legal?
Oh, yeah. No, it's a terrible idea. No one should allow alcohol to be legal. It causes so many fights. It causes proper bad addiction. It causes like so much of a drain on society.
Mhm.
And we have the public healthcare; it drains all the resources from that.
Mhm.
Everyone should legalize weed and delegalize alcohol, maybe allow magic mushrooms, and definitely ban cigarettes. You know, like we've got all the wrong things legal and all the wrong things illegal. No one has ever started a fight because they smoked.
This
too
show
much.
doesn't endorse any justice views.
Come watch me do stand up. You will understand. I personally endorse it. The show does not endorse it. Yeah, no, alcohol's a terrible idea. It's
Well,
not a fun thing to be around.
I would say I partially agree with you somewhere, because I personally have had a family member who has passed away because of
Yeah,
drinking and
same.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and probably it went. I have a friend of mine. Okay, she is very enthusiastic about trying new drinks here and there, and every single time she comes and tells me, "Oh, this was really good. Oh, this is really
Yeah, it's
good."
delicious.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not a good
So,
idea.
Yeah, exactly. So I go into that fatherly shoes and go like, listen, I know you want to drink. I know you're young. I know you're 21. Everything is fine, but make sure you do not cross the line. And then she goes like, oh, I don't drink it more often. I don't even touch it in 6 months or 2 weeks or whatever. I mean, I know that's how it starts. I have seen it. And so that's why I partially agree with you. But if you say anything which you're trying to ban or something, in India, I have seen this, I have checked out those policies. Anything which was banned, their sales has just gone high.
Mm,
That's another view of it.
yeah.
So there we have two states in India. One is Gujarat and one is Bihar. East and West India, both of them. Do you know that one of the highest sales of alcohol is from these states? So well, where I start tend to understand, people do not drink alcohol for the heck of it, but sometimes for the high of it, sometimes
Yeah.
for the flavor of it. And yes, that's where the weed comes.
That's what I'm saying. We had prohibition in America. It turned out terrible. The
Yeah.
alcohol got poisoned. The people that were making the money were all gangsters and it had all their own problems
Mhm.
and caused a spike in crime unrelated to alcohol because they banned it. So just give the people a good alternative.
Yeah,
Because people are going to be people. Humans are going to act
yeah,
like humans.
yeah, because it's like, I have seen it. If one way or the other, if they want it, they're gonna figure it out. We
So-
made our way to moon for a reason somehow.
Yeah. So if we have space cakes on every corner, just cakes with a little bit of weed in it, people aren't going to be drinking so much.
Well, that's when, and then to check into that as well, to be like, as a someone who is trying to be logical and make sense out of it, I went and checked out, what does weed do to you, what are the side effects of weed. And turns out I have been looking into it. It's not that there are no side effects, but the side effects are comparatively lower than what alcohol will make.
Yes. The damage to your body is lower.
Yeah, and then it
It's-
relaxes you, but the only thing is that it kills your brain or something around
I
it.
had too much anyway. My brain was too big to begin with. It's about time to. No, yeah. I get it. Weed's not perfect.
Yeah.
But I'm saying the societal cost,
Mhm.
the damage if people get too drunk, they smash up their town centres, the fights happen,
Mhm.
people go home, there's abusive relationships because of alcohol.
Yeah, true.
None of that.
Mhm.
None of those societal factors, none of those kids in care.
Mhm.
There's very few kids that are taken into foster care in this country
Mhm.
because their parents smoke too much weed. There's quite a few that their parents drink too much alcohol.
Mhm.
And
Just for the context, for those who might not know, foster care is where if I am a parent with my partner, I can take a kid in who needs support.
yeah, but those kids usually are only taken into the support system if it's very, very bad for them at home. So I very much believe that alcohol's not great for us.
Yeah,
And
I would
small
say, as I
doses,
said, I wouldn't fully disagree with you. Yes, you are right. It has stone homes somewhere around those lines, have had a lot of messes. It has made things to such an extent where things would have been much better, honestly.
yeah. But then, like I said, we've seen that we take it away completely.
Mhm.
We take away people's ability.
Mhm.
They'll go find it in their own ways, which can be even more dangerous. But-
I have no idea, but sometimes internet can be wild. So if suppose any policymaker or someone around those lines is looking at this, I have studied psychology. I know
Yeah.
how human behaviors operate. The major broader things, what is the positive and the negative reinforcement. Okay. If you want a behavior to keep coming again and again, you say, oh yeah, very good, keep doing it, I'm watching
Yeah.
you. That's a positive reinforcement. The more you can positively reinforce the behaviors which do not tolerate alcohol, see if you can add some incentives over there. And if you do not want certain behaviors which are bad, or like they will take away alcohol from the society, just put on negative incentives or negative reinforcement. That may help. That's the thing. Any tips from your side?
There's
As
one good thing about it.
Mhm.
Way easier to do stand-up comedy with alcohol.
yeah.
Do you perform stoned? Do you perform drunk? Sorry.
No, not yet.
You don't perform drunk?
No. I know. I have experienced that night when I had drunk Yellowtail, where all my thing was gone. Like there was
Inhibition.
Huh?
Your fear and inhibition.
Yeah. That was
can-
gone. I do not dance. Regardless what party it is, I won't dance. That night I was high and everyone was around me, and there was this song which I know which got played and I danced.
What was the song?
I don't know. It was a normal song. It was a normal
Alright.
Indian song, man.
Oh, it was an Indian song.
Yeah, it was a normal
It was
Indian
Katy Perry fireworks. It was.
and then I just danced. Oh, there is this song.
It was
don't
Miley Cyrus. Party in the USA.
No. And that song was like I danced on that, and I forgot what was the point. Yeah, the fear and everything that goes away. Actually,
Yeah, when
you're
you start in stand-up comedy,
Yeah.
it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Don't rely on it. That's a terrible idea.
Mhm.
Because then I've heard many stories. I've
Mhm.
never experienced it myself. I've heard many stories of comedians. They get fearful.
Mhm.
It's just quite a big thing. You're standing on a stage. You've got to make 300 people laugh some nights. And you're standing on a stage and you're trying to tell your jokes and you're trying to perform. And you're trying to be good energy.
Mhm.
I've heard stories of many people relying on alcohol too much.
Okay.
But then there's plenty of people who, for their first gig, their first shot, they had a drink, maybe two,
Mhm.
and that's they got over it from their first go.
Mhm.
Then after that, they didn't need to drink.
Okay.
I need to get to that point. 2 years later, I'm still drinking. No,
Yeah. Sorry.
no, I don't drink that much anymore.
Yeah.
But when you start, a lot of people need it.
Yeah. So the point in that is, you have to, but you need to be like, okay, I know I'm gonna drink one whatever glass, 2 glass,
Oh,
one
yeah.
pinter. That's it.
Yeah,
Well,
because
not
there's a
everyone
level.
has that rigor in them to okay, that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there is a level. Obviously,
Mhm.
when you're in stand-up, you have to be aware of what's going on. If something's happening in the corner, you have to notice. You have to point it out. You have to be in the moment.
Yeah.
You can't be in the moment
Mhm.
after 5 pints. You can't, So you just don't drink heavy.
Yeah.
Maybe one if you're nervous.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming in.
Oh,
and
you
being...
still not asked me about my worst customer yet.
I asked you about your first
Ah,
customer.
we talked about something well different.
First
right.
worst customer and the second worst customer. and
No, you asked me about the second worst customer.
Oh.
Can't leave the one with a cliffhanger like that, mate. You got to tell them the full.
please, the first what's the worst customer then?
The worst customer is a stretch because he never bought anything. The guy used to come in.
The second worst customer was your mother.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
All right, be nice. Didn't talk about your mother. Just said she'd be proud if you got a medical engineering degree. Be nice.
Yeah.
My worst ever customer
Mhm.
used to come into the bar. This is the bar when I was 18 to 21.
Mhm.
He comes in
Mhm.
and people are just people are just leaving their drinks. They go off to the bathroom, they go to the bar. He grabs all their drinks. He starts stealing everyone's drinks he can. And this guy, I think he maybe bought like 30 pieces worth of a drink the whole time he was there.
30 pieces of drinks.
30 pence.
Okay.
He spent next to no money, is what
Okay,
I'm trying to say.
okay.
But he would go around and steal everyone else's drinks. And he was a nightmare to deal with because he would come in with a giant bottle of his own cider and he'd just start drinking this. He would yell at the staff.
Mhm.
He would yell at the customers. He would try and demand drinks and demand money off people. And one night he tried to break in and sleep in the toilets. And I only caught him about 1 o'clock in the morning that he had locked
1
in.
o'clock at night.
1 o'clock at the night. Yeah, oh no, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Whatever way you think about it.
Okay.
It's after midnight.
Mhm.
I only caught him after midnight.
Mhm.
So yeah, I catch him there, and I have to kick him out. And this is the last job. I'm supposed to be going home. The last job I do is check the pub is safe. There's nobody's brought in. 1 o'clock, I've got to kick him out.
Mhm.
Kick him out. Absolute nightmare. And then I'm going home.
Hmm.
And I'm walking home after being so annoyed and so pissed off at this guy. I'm just,
Ferocious.
yeah, I was always nice. I was never that bad.
Mhm.
But so I'm walking home and he has the audacity to ask me for money for a taxi. I'm like, no, dude, no, I've just kicked you out. Why do you think of all the people who saw drunk, he didn't recognize me? And he's like, can I have some money for a taxi? No, I've just kicked you out. You've just caused me an extra 30 minutes. I want to go home. And he just kicked him out. So he comes in maybe the next week.
Mhm.
And I'm so annoyed that like this dude who's here again, he's a nuisance, it's chaos, it's a lot of work I don't want to do, but he's there. I've got to deal with it.
Mhm.
And so he comes in, he's got this huge bottle of cider, and I'm so irritated. I'm so annoyed. And my manager just goes, don't worry about it, Andy. I'll take care of this.
Mhm.
We worked on a big hill.
Okay.
So he walks outside, he grabs this man's cider, and he throws it down the hill. It just rolls and rolls and rolls. And this dude who's been nothing but a nightmare for a month straight, he just runs off like a cartoon, chasing after his bottle of cider as it rolls down the hill. And that was the worst customer ever, but it had a happy ending because my manager took care of that one for me.
Okay.
He knew never to come in again, otherwise he'd be running down the hill after his beer.
I would say personally, like this is not even the 1% of what is happening in England in the
No.
bar scene, for sure. Because I have heard people, some of them who when I posted the message, like, oh, I want to say, some of them were like, oh man, no, I can't talk about this on mic.
You should hear me on stage. I say way worse.
Andy performs stand up. So if any people in England are watching this, you may have a look at his Instagram and
No.
check him out.
Don't have Instagram. I don't have any of that social media. Just show up to a comedy gig in Manchester. Chances are,
yeah, you
I
will
will be
find Andie Wolf
there.
around over there. Thank you so much for coming
No
in.
worries. It's been
Thank you
great.
so much
man.
for
Thank
telling
you.
in.
This is fun, man.
Yes, and that's it at the moment. Drink responsibly. You do not want to get run over, and you want to get home safe even if you're smashed and can't walk. And I'll catch you soon with another one episode like this or with any other segments on today's menu. Thank you for streaming in. Thank you for listening. That's it for today.
Yeah. Cheers. Thank you.